Yeah, it's IQAhmath. I acquire first name. We're gonna get into this covenant, man, the blood covenant, contractual agreement. The Israelites made with the Most High. Exodus 24, 3-8. Check it out yourself. We're gonna get into this covenant. Man, the blood covenant, contractual agreement.
Shalom, Saints. Shalom, 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 peace. Welcome to another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger, DSTM, episode number 202. 202. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. IQAhmath, man. Everybody all right in the house? Is everybody all right in the house, man? Look like I got a little technical issues jumping off here. I don't know what's going on. But if everybody can hear me, okay, put a 7 in the chat. For those of you who have joined us already, put a 7 in the chat for your brother. Let me know that I'm coming in okay. Let me know that I'm coming through okay. 7 in the chat. Ashai, hey, shalom to you, my brother. Shabbat shalom to you. Appreciate it. Okay. Namawan the fam. Shalom to you. Bayan, shalom to you. Kohaf, shalom to you, good brother. All right. Looks like we all right. Ashar, shalom. What's happening, brother? Looks like we all right. Yeah, man. All praises. Hopefully, you guys show some respect in the house. Wiped your feet before you came on in. I know the vets know what time it is. For the little stragglers, you know, they like to stick their noses in the business over here and bug their eyes out to try to find out what's going on over here. What's the hype about? Hey, wipe your feet before you do all of that. All right. We know the trolls come in. We know the visitors come in, and it's all good. But just make sure you wipe your feet. That's all. Just wipe your feet, man. Do your brother that solid, and we all good, man. Hopefully, some of y'all took your naps today. A little surprise. Another transmission to disrupt the system. We haven't done a Friday Night Lights in a little while, so, you know, it's overdue. It's overdue. I got a full plate tomorrow, so got to do it today. Got to do it today or this evening, whatever. Beginning of the Shabbat. All praises. Tony or Judith, all praise to the Most High. Shalom to you. Yeah, I'm gonna give the fam about 2 more seconds to come on in, and then we're gonna get right to the business. Right to the business. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Let me see if this music can play again. Give me 2 minutes, y'all. I'll be right back.
The Israelites made with the Most High. Exodus 24, 3-8. Check it out yourself. See your end of the bargain with the Most High. Yo. The Most High showed us love, we showed it back in blood. He set us above all nations. Without hesitation, we took the occupation, not knowing what we was facing, a life and death situation. Feel a thorn elation, through faith and patience. Wield my shield against Satan, embrace the real bro. Or get a taste of the steel toe. Nighty night on the pillow. Amalekites are as fake as dildos. And honey's checking out my billfold. But I'm broken, busted, especially when I start to discuss it. The way my people trusting in oppression is straight disgusting. Plant seeds and watch them take root. Get these shoulders popping in the city like it's Beirut. Now get down and grab a shared plow. Get to work and government's telling lies and straight jerking. Church ain't working, money's hurting, and Satan's lurking. And what's the answer? These niggas acting like babies, need to change their pampers. Stop the dirty laundry, close the hamper. Open the word and get fed. I'm dead to the world, bring the truth to light and let's get these sheep in herds. Let's get these sheep, y'all. Come on. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant. I'm back with a vengeance. Take a spleen and appendix and leave the rest for forensics. The work was splendid. My double S blade is my apprentice. And don't get split. Keep it holy with the military etiquette. In a land of confusion, we go through persecution, looking for restitution, popping shots at each other and needle shooting. And we think the solution is looting. Religion equals mind pollution. Rolling us off, flossing and cruising on the Sabbath to get you a bruising. Now don't get hurt. Stop, pull over at the curb at Lamert and listen to us. The covenant, 24th chapter Exodus. Ash to the ashes and dust to dust. In the realm where the heathen get crushed. From the new to the old veterans. Now who you claim that you better than? There's no touching the kid. Let's scrap the Teflon lettering. It's the covenant. Let's go. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant. We live in a world of lies, corrupt cops and government. Only problem is you loving it. Enter the zone where the loss is prevalent. And don't be hesitant. Recognize the contract, the blood covenant.
You thought it wasn't? Thought it wasn't? Yeah, man, that's me. That's me. All praises, man. That's me circa 2005, maybe. I think no, is that 05? Yeah, that was around 05, somewhere around there, 04, 05. That was from our former group, Sons of Jacob. Yeah, damn, that's hard to believe, man. 05, what's that, 13 years ago? Or am I slacking on my math? 05, no, shoot. That's damn near 18 years ago. Good Lord. All praises, man. All praises. Yeah, I gotta shoot that to you, man. Man, we did maybe about damn near 5 albums since 98. And we stopped doing them from 98 to about 2006, 7. Yeah, about 5 albums worth, man. So I'm gonna try to get something to you. I'll get your info. Email me, and I'll try to see what I can send to you. Covenant144 at Gmail. All right, all praises, good brother. All right, man. Hopefully everybody's good, man. It's time to get busy. Time to get busy. All right. So anybody else that hasn't came in yet, come on in. Come on in. The meal is ready. Been cooked up. Everything should be a go. All right. Let me go ahead and get this PowerPoint set up, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Appreciate y'all patience, man. Hopefully everybody's good on the Shabbat evening. A few things we got to look at, man. Big time news going on. Big time. I know it seems like that every time. Every time I go live, it seems like, oh, something new going on. It's always something. Always something. Yeah, you see it right. Ukraine has now been approved to join NATO, man. All of the heathen nations, all of the nations have now said, we'll take Ukraine in now. After years of denying them since like 2016, they've been shutting them down because of their corruption and the wickedness that goes on over there. They've been saying we can't have that smut on our name over here in NATO. But because of the fact that they're over there getting tossed up in this war, the only way that they can be saved is by a coalition with NATO, which means what? WW123. Period. Because once Ukraine becomes part of NATO, NATO now can enact all of the rest of the wartime articles and all of that and say, hey, you're touching one of ours now. Now we can fully get engaged. America can get engaged. Europe can get engaged. All 30 plus nations within NATO can now get engaged with this war with Russia. Now it can get cracking, as they say. Okay. That's really what that spells out. Everybody is seeing, and I'm sure, and if you haven't, you're going to see tonight. When you're talking about the spirit of death, man, that fourth seal, the the angel of death, the pale horse, giving dominion over the fourth part of the earth, ruling, killing with sword, famine, death, so forth and so on. It's all happening clear as day right now. I mean, there's been so much murder and death that's been going on weekly, and we just gonna talk about what happened this week. Why is this spirit so turned up right now? You understand? All of these things we're gonna look at, and more, if that wasn't enough, and more. So let's get to some scriptures, man. First of all, we're gonna look at let's look what Mashiach Yahweh told us. Many of us know the scripture, but it's relevant now because we have to look at what's going on and comparing it to what's happening as the days of old, as it happens right now, prophetically coming through the words of Yahweh Shai, our King and our Savior, red letter. What did he say in Matthew 24:37? He says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be." So he's giving us time frame. He said, no man knoweth. Look, up here, what was the question that was being posed while he's giving his answer? Drop down, and we're going to read verse 3 of chapter 24. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives," am I not sharing? Hold on. Let me rewind. Let me double back. Slow down, Ahmad. Slow down. Okay. I think we should be all right now. Let me make sure. Screen is sharing. There we go. Okay. Now, Matthew 24:3, it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" So this was a private matter, a private understanding that the disciples were seeking understanding regarding the second coming of Yahweh Shai, the end of the world. This was not for everybody to be made known. This is why Yahweh Shai spoke in parables. This is why we're reading about things known as similitudes, as it's made mention in Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. It wasn't made plain for everybody to receive. That's why even in Psalms 147:19 and 20, the Most High said he shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. And as for the other nations, they have not known them. That's why it trips me out when I see our people, shedding tears and throwing money at everybody from these fake Catholic priests, Joel Osteen, you name it. What's the name of that Great Life Church that got caught up in a little scandal that Justin Bieber and all the little celebrities was going to? Everybody's going to these little crack house churches, man, and being ran by heathen. You see the comic show with Benny Hinn. He's running around, waving around his damn jacket as if he's laying out healings via jacket, slapping people upside the head with his jacket, and they falling out. I mean, the heathen have no idea what's going on with the word of the Lord. The Most High has not shown it unto them. This is why the disciples were saying, this is a private matter. We need to keep this amongst each other. So they went to Yahweh Shai privately. If he wanted everybody to know, if this was a gospel that was supposed to be spread to everybody and anybody, whoever, they wouldn't have been talking in private. We see so many instances of the disciples constantly trying to keep people away from Yahweh Shai, trying to keep people away from trying to interpret it, trying to get a close advantage to them, because it wasn't for everybody to understand, to discern, and understand the mysteries that's within this book. Chosen men of the Lord is going to receive this, man. Inspired men through the Spirit of the Most High, Yahweh Shai, is going to receive this word. So they came to him, they asked him privately, they said, well, what should we be looking for in the end of the world? So he gave all these particular prophecies and judgments, as we know. Okay. Reading down, we're going to read verse. Let's read verse 36, and then we'll read down. So it says, verse 36, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man." So he gave all of these particulars, ideas, understandings, prophecies, judgments, signs, and wonders to look for. And he was told, even though you see all of these things happen, that day and that hour knoweth no man. Not even he knows. He's still sitting back on the right-hand side of the Most High saying, is it time yet, Father? Can we go? Can we go now? The angels in heaven are standing in their holy order. The 24 elders, they're sitting back. They're saying, when the Most High says so, that's when it goes down. But until then, just like we talked about last weekend, everything happening in measure, everything that we have to be diligently watching for, this is the only thing that we got left. I'll be damned if I'll be the one saying, oh yeah, this date and that date. You know, even Esau is using AI. He's talking about Chat GPT. They're saying, oh, World War III is going to start in November. So, you know, these are all things that we have to pay attention to, because the heathen are going to sit back. They talk about, well, Nostradamus said this, or Mother Teresa said that. Nobody give a damn about what they're talking about, because they don't have the knowledge of the Most High. How can you determine? There was a guy, Harold Camping, back in 2000, I think it was 2010. He was running around saying that the end of the world was going to happen in May of 2010. And we was out teaching downtown, and there was a brother that paid an enormous amount of money, I'm sure, to shrink wrap his van with Harold Camping, an old decrepit Edomite. Harold Camping pictures all over his damn van, talking about the end of the world is going to happen 2010. He had a speaker hooked up to his van to where he had a microphone, and he's riding down the street talking about the end of the world is going to come. You better repent. May is the end of the world. And we were sitting back yelling to the brother saying, get out the car. Let's discuss this in the scriptures. You following the heathen. He's a false prophet, and you're a false prophet following along with him. Come out and get the word of the Lord. Let's rightly discern let's rightly discern the word. Bring forth your strong reasons, as Isaiah told us. Dude said, I'm not getting out. I got a mission. You know, and he wheeling around. Now I guarantee you that dude probably, you know, jumped off a damn cliff, slit his wrist when May went by and nothing happened, because Harold Camping ended up double backing and saying, oh, I misinterpreted the prophecy. Actually, it's going to happen in October. October went by, man, and shortly after that, the Most High put that old heathen to death for lying and putting people astray. Yahweh Shai said, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Only the Most High knows when the ends of the measurement of the hourglass is going to reach its end. The only thing we do is watch, we learn, we understand, we examine prophecy, we examine what the word says, we look at current events, we look at what's happening in the world, and then we try to measure it based upon those things. But to jump out and try to predict and say, you're out of line if you do that. Verse 37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in that day, in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So everybody was pretty much carefree. Everybody was doing what they wanted to do. Isn't that one of the principles of the satanic doctrine? Do as thou wilt. That's one of the principles of Satanism. Leave it to Aleister Crowley, the head demon in charge at the time. That was one of the commandments. Do as thou wilt. Well, what does Drake say? You only live once. You know, go out and do whatever you want to do. That's why America puts out there, you can be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do. Don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let anybody destroy your dreams. Even if they're wicked as the day is long, don't let nobody stop eating. These are the type of doctrines that get our people destroyed. So the days they're eating and drinking, our people could care less about what's going on in the earth right now. They're trying to go chase that next high. They're trying to go chase the next party, the next pill, the next skirt, the next dollar. Everybody's living for the moment. Marrying and giving in marriage, they can't wait to lay down and bed each other and all that. You know, these are all things that the Lord is saying would be happening during these times, and we see it right now. Complete bedlam going on. You know, what else was happening during the times of Noah? Let's go back to Genesis 6 and 11. Now it says in Genesis 6 and 11, it says, and the earth was also corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. So as we're examining, well, what else was happening during the times of Noah? It's going to be like that now. We're seeing multiple wars cascading all over the globe. It's not just Ukraine and Russia. There's wars going on all Sudan right now. They're in the 72-hour ceasefire. They got a body count up to like 400 because of a military coup going on over there. They've been bombing and shooting each other all for the last like 3 weeks. We know that there's war going on, and there's been a lot of friction going on over there in our homeland between the Palestinians and between the GMO Jews. You know, those guys with the little hats on. Warfare's been going on over there. There's been rumors of wars between and that's where else was there wars going on? There was another war. Myanmar. We covered that. We talked about that about a week or so ago. I mean, there's uproars and there's violence covering the earth. We're seeing heinous crimes going on all throughout the earth right now. We're going to look at multiple deaths, murders that's been happening within the last 7 days, and it's only continuing to escalate. Okay, so corruption, violence. So we're seeing mass corruption in governments, mass corruption in banking, mass corruption in the school systems. So all of the corruption is being shown, the violence is being shown, right? The partying, the marrying, giving into marriage, drinking, and the whole nine, having no regard for the word of the Most High. It's all going down, right? Let's go to Revelation. Revelation 6, and let's look at 7 and 8. So it says, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. So we're talking about the 7 seals, right? This is the fourth one. So this is how we measure time as well. See, the one before us, we're talking about famine. Okay. Now we're dealing with death. We're dealing with hell, the grave. We're dealing with massive amounts of violence that's going to be happening. So behold the pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death. So now we're seeing the introduction of this angel that's bringing forth this death and hell that's going to follow after him, meaning what? Graves is going to be opened up. Destruction is going to be happening. And it says, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. So a fourth part of the earth will be a contingency of the earth. So even when you're looking at it from a historical aspect, there's a couple of different ways you can look at it. You know, also, if you're looking at it from a perspective of just a portion of the earth is going to be experiencing this, or a spirit is going to be coming out of this fourth part of the earth. Now, if you look at here's a book. It says Columbus Then and Now Life Reexamined. This comes out of Oklahoma University. All right. And we're just going to read this little part right here. It says Zamora, and they're talking about Spanish explorers and Spanish interpreters that were reading from Columbus's letters, right? And it says Zamora was perhaps then known of 3 continents, therefore an acknowledgement that he had found not Asia, but a new world, a 4th continent. And they're talking about America. Zamora stressed the difference between the concepts of a new world and the other world. So even when you're looking at it from the discoveries of continents, the 4th continent would be America. So this angel is given power where death is going to be coming to America and throughout the rest of the world. America is going to emanate these particular spirits of death that's coming out of here. This is why America is funding these wars. This is why America has over 700 military bases throughout the earth. This is why, America prides itself on its military. It got this land through conquering, through death, got it through biological warfare, rape, murder, false peace treaties, the whole nine. But this place is going to experience it as well as the rest of the earth. So a 4th part of the earth is going to be experiencing it, emanating out of America and the rest of the world. So unto them the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So this place is going to be experiencing, earth is going to be experiencing, a portion of the earth is going to be experiencing all of these particular plagues. All of the spirit of death, bottom line, has been released. It's been released and now it's manifesting all throughout the earth. Let's look how the Most High deals with judgment. Jeremiah 15. And this is dealing with how he deals with how we dealt with the children of Israel for our disobedience. So if we know that these are the particular arrows in the quiver of the Most High, he uses these all the time with all judgments. Israel just happened to feel it, in a particular form of bondage and captivity and death and famine and so forth and so on. These are all weapons that the Most High uses against those that he pronounces judgment upon. So the earth is going to experience these same things. Jeremiah 15:1 down to 3, it says, Then said Yahweh unto me, Though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. So Yahweh was letting it be known. He said, Moses and Samuel stood before me. He said, but I couldn't even deal with these hard-headed, stiff-necked people that had no regard for my word, didn't fear me, didn't want to follow after the commandments, constantly stayed in a state of rebellion. The Most High said, I can't deal with them. But what did he say was going to happen? Verse 2, it says, And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith Yahweh, such are for death to death, and such are as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such are for the captivity to captivity. So the Most High was laying out all different types of judgments that was going to happen to the children of Israel because of our rebelliousness. He says some is going to have to deal with death, some's going to get hit with the sword, some's going to experience famine, some's going into captivity. All of these are lined up for us. So this is the same way that the Most High is going to be dealing with judgments on the earth. He's going to be dealing with sword. He's going to be dealing with famine. He's going to be dealing with death. He's going to be dealing with captivity. Verse 3, it says, And I will appoint over them 4 kinds. He said there's 4 different kinds of judgments that's going to happen to Israel. And we experience every last single one of them to this day. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. This is how the Most High deals with judgment. And we're seeing all of these things happening right now in real time, how the Most High lets these things out. Let's go to Sirach 39, and let's read verse 16. And we'll read down. It says, All the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season. So everything that we're seeing is all to the good. The Most High said it first. Jake takes that, man. We always like to throw a little slang on our thing. It's all good. No, the Most High said, I said it first. All right. All the works that he does is exceeding good. Okay. Verse 17, it says, And none may say, What is this? Wherefore is that? For at time convenient they shall be sought out. So nobody's going to be questioning and wondering, why is this happening? Why is that happening? The next verse is going to tell you why. Plain. None may say, What is this? Wherefore is that? For at time convenient they shall be sought out. At his commandment the water stood as an heap, and at the words of his mouth the receptacles of water. Verse 18. At his commandment is done whatsoever pleaseth them. The Most High does what he wants. You ask him, why would God do that? I don't like a God that would do that. Why would God allow slavery? Somebody came out of our class last weekend talking about you should talk about the law about the strangers in Leviticus 25 and how God made it different for the other nations and for us. And I'm saying, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm okay with that. Then they double back and said, so are you saying that you're okay with slavery? Yeah. The Most High said that that's what it is. Captivity, bondage, slavery, servitude, servants, handmaids, all those become part of our lives when we follow after the laws of the Most High. We break them, we go into slavery. The other nations, they will reap what they sow, they're going into slavery. The Most High said, he that leadeth into captivity is going into captivity. I'm not going against that. And then whoever that person was, they was like, oh, well, I appreciate your honesty. Well, you're damn right. Because I really believe the word. I don't just read it superficially and then come back and have my own opinion about it. I don't read the word of the Lord and be like, yeah, I read the Bible. You know, I had some thoughts about it, but I'm going to move on and do my own. No. It's either you believe what the Most High says or you don't. And as soon as you get to questioning, why did he do this? What is this about? Why? You seek to learn and get understanding. And if you don't get the understanding, the Most High said, well, I'm doing whatever pleases me. So when we're dealing with war, famine, pestilence, we're seeing everything that's going on. The Most High said these are all things that please him. Why? Because these are all things of necessity that's going to bring the judgments of the Most High to come to pass to allow the children of Israel out of our bondage and into our kingdom. Period. Verse 18 again, it says, at his commandment is done whatsoever pleaseth him, and none can hinder when he will save. The works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. See, this is the works of the Lord. But the white man wants to try to do this. He wants cameras on every street corner. He wants cameras on your phones. He wants cameras and he wants microphones on everything from your dishwasher to your smart TV to the smart television. Refrigerator, to the phones, to your car. He wants to know everything from everlasting. Nothing can be hid from him. He wants that godlike power. That's why the white man is a damn devil, because he's so envious of our Father. You know, when we say that prayer, our Father who art in heaven, that's possessive. So when the children of Israel, when we pray to the Most High, we really acknowledge him. Man, that's pops up there, man. That's our Father up there. The white man says, well, I could be him too. I'm white zaddy. He wants all the works of flesh before him. This is why all nations check in with America. This is why all nations are subject to him. You know, you see the movies like the Avengers and all of them, when they got S.H.I.E.L.D., I think that was in the second one. And they had them big old ships with the armaments all throughout the earth, saying that they were going to protect the earth. Cameras watching everybody. That's the white man for you. That's his ultimate wet dream, is to have power like that. Verse 21, it says, a man need not say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses. So everything has a purpose. Everything. 22, his blessing covered the dry land as a river and watered it as a flood. As he hath turned the waters into saltiness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. Oops. And we know that the earth is 3/4 water, right? Much of the oceans is all what? Salt water. So as much as you can go into these waters and you notice the saltiness of the water, it said that's guaranteed that the heathen is going to inherit the wrath, man. You can't get around it. Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, you know. The Lord said, man, all over the place, the heathen is going to inherit his wrath. Just like the water is salty, you guarantee that the heathen is going to inherit the wrath. Verse 24. And as his ways are plain unto the unholy, as his ways are plain unto the holy, that's why we can understand it. The rest of the nations, they struggle to scratching their heads, coming up with different religious doctrines and dogma, making up all kind of denominational understandings. Oh, these guys are Calvinists over here. These are Jehovah's Witnesses over here. Seventh-day disadvantages over here. Oh, the African American Episcopalians churches over here. The Baptists is over here. The Muslims is over here. Oh, the Kemetic communities over here studying Kemetic science. The Pan-Africans got their own way. That's why they're all sitting back struggling. But when you live holy, when you follow after the righteous ways of the Lord, when you keep the commandments of the Most High broadens our understandings, opens up our spirits so that it can be made plain to us. And Habakkuk, he said that he was going to make it plain upon tables in the 2nd chapter. So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for the sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. The Most High said this is all man needs. water, fire, iron, salt. Each has a principle. Each brings life to man. Each brings happiness to man. All of those things are necessities. The Most High didn't say you got to have a Bentley and a 2-story house, five bank accounts and everything. No. The necessities of life the Most High gave it, let us know, and the contentment that comes along with it. Verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned to evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. See, and this is another one in 27. You know, the Christians be running on saying, God hates the sin but loves the sinner. The Most High laid out all kind of death traps for sinners. Amos 9 says all the sinners of my people are going to be destroyed by the sword. So who are you talking about? He hates the sin but loves the sinner. What? The sinners, he said, all of these things are going to turn evil for him. He said evil is set up for the sinners. He doesn't enjoy anyone that's involving themselves in sins. Let's knock that off. Verse 28, it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. I thought God was all love. What happened? Glitch in the matrix? I mean, who's pushing this? Who's pushing that lie and that agenda? We know where that's coming from. The Lord said he is wrathful and he's got set times for destruction, and they pour out their force all to appease the Most High. Verse 29, fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in this commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth when need is. Measurement. Remember that? When the time is right, everything will start being unleashed. So when we're going to go through some of these articles and these stories today, you're going to see how the Most High said, oh, the need is now for violence to cover the earth. The need is now for the coalition of the nations to come against America. The need is now to start initiating World War III in the open. We know it's been riding. They've been riding with this little proxy war, doing low key, lying and manipulating. Oh, now we've been seeing all of the truth coming out. Oh, yes, America's got troops on the ground over there in the Ukraine. Oh, the UK's got troops over there already on the ground fighting, special forces. Now they want to admit to it. Slow Biden's talking about, oh, yeah, we got planes, trains, and blah, blah, blah. We're talking World War III. Make no mistake about it. We played that audio and the video last week. Now they got to come clean and say, yeah, actually, we are involved in World War III, man. We're funding it. We've got troops over there. And the last thing that we need is to just go ahead on and accept Ukraine into NATO so that we can acknowledge that now Russia back off, they're with us. And if you don't, World War III is going to start. Do you think that Putin is going to back down? He's already too deep. And he's already been fighting this war anyway. But this is just a cover for NATO to get involved. So continued on, it says, they shall rejoice in this commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth when the need is. And when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word. They're not coming back failing the mission. Not at all. When they come down, the mission will be accomplished and completed. All right. Thus saith the Lord. Let me get one more, and then we'll get into some of these articles. 1 Thessalonians 5. And we're going to read verse 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, you notice all these, peace talks. They try to get China to come in. Can you negotiate a peace talk? If you can't do it, maybe, some of the other nations, we can all try to see if America America's not talking peace. Ukraine said they ain't having no peace. Russia said they ain't having no peace. Everybody's praying for peace. Oh, Sudan, they just had a 72-hour ceasefire. They're trying to get peace. But watch, that's going to get knocked down. It's going to happen more destruction. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Travail with a woman and child is talking about the contractions. Anybody that's gone through or have children or whatnot, you know how that goes. You got everything from the little Braxton Hicks was, the early little, minor contractions, or the things that make you feel as though you're having contractions. It might be a little early. Then when it's actually time, ninth month is when all of a sudden them contractions really start kicking in. The tightening of the belly, the real hard cramping up. That's what the Most High is saying the earth is going to be going through. The prophecies and adjustments that the Most High is laying down, one might be a little minor. You might say that might not affect us. We talk about the economy, the CBDC, central bank digital currencies coming in. They're talking about shutting down the dollar. They're talking about everything going digital. That's going to happen in increments. It ain't going to happen just overnight, but they're softening everybody up to get everybody used to just utilizing digitized currencies, utilizing getting away from cash. That's why they was even telling us and trying to train everybody, even during the time of the little health crisis that was going on the past 3 years. Telling you, oh, don't touch cash. Cash is dirty. You can spread it if you touch the money. Put your gloves on. That made everybody say, I'm not even touching cash. Man, where your hands been at? Did you watch for 30 seconds or 2 minutes like they said? I'm not touching your money. So all that was like mental training to get everybody used to say, okay, well, I'm not touching cash anymore. Most of people are already, swiping cards and punching their chips in to the readers anyway. And now they've already expanded it. We're all getting used to, oh, Cash App me here, Zelle here, or PayPal me there, Venmo. Everything is just as a push of a button, a swipe of a card. People are paying with their watches. People are paying with their hands now. Tapping their phones, tapping their cards. The less contact, the better. All of those things are small little contractions, all leading up to the eventual collapse of the dollar, the destruction of societies as we know it, banking system. We're seeing the banks, multiple banks folding up from here to Europe. Housing market all down in the toilets right now. Stock market is constantly getting socked in the gut. But what do? They just print up some more money to instill more confidence in people to say, look, don't give up on the market. We're just going to print up some more monopoly money and throw it into the market. Throwing this fake cover to make everybody believe, oh, everything's fine. White man told me so. Meanwhile, in the next 2 months, they don't even know where they're going to get the money to pay their own bills. The debt ceiling has been reached. America is broke. They're going to run out of money by June, and they have not yet made a decision on how they're going to expand their debt ceiling by increasing their credit and their debt limit. They haven't made a decision if they want to do that yet. Can you imagine? That's where we're at. Woman with child, not escaping. So let's look at some of these articles. Let's look. Here's the first one, right? NATO Stoltenberg visits Ukraine days after Putin ahead of a spring offensive. So here's the meeting that went down. General Jens Stoltenberg, he's the head of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. This is the big global defense system for the earth that was developed in the I think it's in the 50s after, or was it, I think not 1940, I think it was 1950. Let me make sure I got the day right. $1949, wasn't 48, 49. Okay. This is after World War II. They decided they were going to make a global force that they were going to be able to defend the world from any incoming threats from other nations or what have you, right? That's what NATO's job is to be the defenders of the world. Just like in Marvel and the Avengers and all that, SHIELD, that was the objective of, kind of what NATO is supposed to be like. All right. So General Stoltenberg, he goes to go meet with Ukraine and the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, because they were talking about and understand that a strong spring offensive they're expecting to come from Russia. So once it starts to dry, the winter season, cold, the ground is hard. It's not really good for mobility as far as the tanks are concerned, the trucks, the Humvees, the troops battling out on the field. They're slipping and sliding all over the place. The conditions of the weather is horrible. So they kind of been hibernating. They've been, launching missiles here and there, doing little things. But now they're saying now that things are starting to warm up. The word on the streets is Putin is getting ready to go ham on Ukraine. He's about to start really going on a strong spring offensive. He wants some of the regions back. and he's trying to take them down slowly but surely. The reports is out. We just got to reading about them last week. The death tolls that they've been lying about, the numbers of what's going on in Ukraine. The Ukrainians is actually being getting smashed over there. The lies is over with. So the last thing that they can do before NATO backs down and says, you know what, we just got to go ahead and let Ukraine take this L. That's a reflection on NATO, because America and NATO's been funding them, been training them, been over there helping fight with them. They're not going to take a loss. They're not going to say, you know what, Russia defeated all of us. It's not going to go down like that. So before they take a loss, they're going to mess around and say, well, you know what, forget about it. Let's just go ahead on and let them be part so we can have an excuse to jump in on this war. So NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg made a surprise visit to Kiev on Thursday ahead of a summit meeting on the future of the Ukraine war. The latest in a string of officials who in recent days have tried to use their presence there to shift momentum as the conflict enters a new stage. See that? Look what he said. Stoltenberg in a Twitter post said it was, quote, an honor to be back in Kiev. So it's an honor to go to this, back in, what was it, I think they said 2016. There was articles, they were saying that Ukraine was the most corrupt country in the world. Look at it. I didn't even have to finish typing it before the damn AI knew what I was trying to get to. Look at it. 2015. Welcome to Ukraine, the most corrupt nation in the earth. And here, Jens Stoltenberg, General of NATO, says it's an honor to be back. Didn't we just read maybe about 2-3 months ago? All of the corrupt, the generals that was over there and the elites over there in Ukraine, they were all bailing out of there because of the corruption. Look, corruption. How much is corruption a problem in Ukraine? This is 6/15/2022. They've been talking about this since 2015. So one of the most corrupt nations in the world. NATO has been backing them. We know about their Nazi ties. We know about how they treat black folks, because we've seen what happened when the Nigerian students and all that was trying to get up out of there, and they was treating them like hell, wouldn't let them out on the trains, pushing them to the back, trying to tell them that they got to go and fight for the war. They like, look, we're students, man. They try to get out. They try to go to Poland. Poland told them, go back. We don't want you niggas over here. You understand? But NATO is saying, oh, we're welcoming. It's an honor to be back over here with the rest of the devils. You understand? Look at this. 1/24/2023. This, like I said, about 3 months ago. Ukraine fires officials amid corruption scandal. So that's just this year. Ukraine corruption scandal claims several top officials. Look at it. They're still corrupt. Still corrupt, but NATO saying it's an honor to be back. So we should know where this whole thing is headed, man. Look at this. And to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, adding a particular defiant pledge from a leader of the Cold War era military bloc. Quote, Ukraine's rightful place is in NATO. Come join the rest of the corruption. Why not? Now, remember, they've been turning them down since like 2016, telling them no. Now, all of a sudden, it's their rightful place should be with NATO. And over time, our support will help to make this possible. So NATO's making a power move in order to escalate World War III. Look at that. Ukraine denied NATO membership. NATO won't let Ukraine join soon. U.S. won't commit to NATO membership for Ukraine. This was since 2021. They've been being denied. You understand? They didn't want nothing to do with them. But now all of a sudden, because they've been losing this war, and it's going to be a reflection on NATO, it's going to be a reflection on the Great Whore, they're going to have to accept this corrupt, country in and defend it. Okay? Let's continue on. All NATO allies have agreed. That was fast. That was fast. Z went over there for the meeting. All of a sudden now, everybody agrees. We want in. Now everybody's on board, huh? All NATO allies have agreed Ukraine will become a member. Alliance chief reveals huge boost for Zelensky. Oh, of course you're going to get the boost. You're going to get the boost. All right. Excuse me. So we see here. This is the plan. This is where the nation is going to rise up. This is where we're going to see the initial sparks for World War III. All right. The EU's divided approach on China might be coming to an end, and the U.S. is unlikely to be happy about it. So, again, the nations are all choosing sides. Europe is divided. Even within NATO, there's divisions. France has already been laying in the bed with China as of recent. France is like, look, I'm kind of sick of this. I'm trying to get over here and get this this energy and this power from China. You know, they got this little BRICS economy we're hearing about. The money could be flowing that way. I think we might want to go deal with them. And the rest of the EU and NATO is looking at France like, what the hell are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're showing them that you're willing to defect. Not only them, but there's other nations too. That's been dealing with Turkey. Turkey ain't dealing with America no more. A number of these different nations. Germany been on the fence, but they had to submit to NATO and send their tanks over there. They didn't want to do it because they were relying upon Russia for their energy. So they knew repercussions was gonna come. That's why they were damn near froze out this past winter. So look at this. European states currently have different views on how to deal with Beijing. I believe we can and we must carve out our own distinct European approach that also leaves space for us to cooperate with other partners too, said Ursula von der Leyen, president of the European Commission. So see, they want to try to lay in bed, and they want to try to appease our party. So they're saying they can have their own distinct European approach, but leave space to have other partners too. You see how they're trying to treat everybody like great, have other partners. They want to be like, America. To be able to have complete diplomatic immunity all across the world, deal with who you want to deal with. They all want to be like a gray whore with multiple partners. This is why we've read this before, but this is why we see the Most High coming down on Moab and Asia, because they're trying to be like the gray whore. They want to be in bed. They want multiple partners too. Look at Shalak, 2nd Ezra 15:46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon and art the glory of her person. The glory of her person. They're trying to be like the personages of America. Glorying in it. Trying to, Xi Jinping been jet setting around the world, meeting with multiple political leaders and presidents. They're asking him about economy. They're asking him to, set peace treaties. They're asking him, what's the next move? And really, he's in bed with Putin. He's really the shot caller, man. Because he's got his hands entrenched and his name ain't looking too good worldwide, so they're letting Xi Jinping go out there and be the face. But he's trying to be the next American. Moab think they got next. But what's it say? Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. They're trying to follow after the pattern of the gray whore, Babylon, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers. Well, who are the daughters of Moab? South Korea, North Korea. They're all laying in bed with the white man. North Korea's been kissing the Russians' butt and China's butt, trying to get get by and want to have an allegiance over there. North Korea said that they had 800,000 troops ready to go volunteer against America. They said they were going to give weapons to Russia if need be. So here they are, and now you see the EU talking about, well, we need to have have our own European way that we're. I don't want to misquote this damn heathen, but it said they can have their own distinct European approach that leaves them space to cooperate with other partners. So they want to get in bed with China, and that's causing a strain with the rest of the European nations. It says that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. That's why China ain't got next. They're going to have all hell break loose over there as well. That's why they be getting hit with them damn plagues. This is why they have to lock down so many times with one-child policies. This is why they have to try to make sure that they maintain a tight grip, iron fist grip on how things are maintained over there, because they don't want to experience everything that comes along with it, the poverty and the famine. They're already living over there in square shoebox homes over there, packed like sardines, dealing with the digital ID system, snitch on your neighbor. They over there trying to deal with it the best that they can to try to avoid destruction. But you see, Shanghai, when one person gets sick, they're locking everything down. But they're not going to be able to avoid the destruction that the Most High is going to bring to them, because they love their damn white zaddy so much. They're going to deal with the same type of destruction that America's got. So Europe is divided on how they want to approach. Some of them want to deal with America. Want to deal with China. The others is like, hold on, we can't do that. So now even Europe is divided. We're in rival mode, but we have to keep talking with China. Joseph Borrell, the EU's top diplomat, said in Strasbourg, France, European officials on Tuesday called for a new and joint approach towards China following French President Emmanuel Macron's controversial comments on Taiwan earlier this month. However, this new strategy is unlikely to please the United States. See, they're all concerned about what's going to happen with America. Is America going to like this? Is the Great Whore going to be mad at us? See, they're all aware of who runs the show. But look at this. Turkey's Interior Ministry chief says the whole world hates the United States. Tell us something we don't know. He's stating the obvious. Stating the obvious. Well, guess what? Obadiah said it. Obadiah. We're going to read verse 1 and 2, and then we'll drop down. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord. And an ambassador said, among the heathen, arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So the heathen now are going to rise up against Esau in battle. We know the main hub of the battle here is America. That's why they're spread out throughout the world with multiple military bases all over the place. The heathen are going to rise up against this place. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Oh, really? Well, the Most High said that. Everybody in the world hates America, man. They tolerate dealing with this hoe because they have need of it. Otherwise, man, if they could break the chains and break the damn spell of having to be under the hypnosis of America and the gray horse, trinkling ornaments, they would, but they can't. They have to make a coalition. They got to make a decision as a coalition to say, we're done with this place. On 3, 1, 2, 3, F America. They have to do that. If they can't do that, man, forget about it. But the Lord said they are going to do that because they all are saying America is greatly despised, man. The white man is greatly despised. Nobody likes this place. Dropping down verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in them. Verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? So all of his technology, all of the things, the war, everything that he's got lined up, he said all those things are going to be destroyed. His wise men, his scientists, his doctors, his military strategists and all of that, it's all going to come to naught. The place is going to be destroyed. You say, how's he getting searched out? All the men of his confederacy, they done came against him now. Turkey's even acknowledging. They said, man, this place is over with. And let's read, this is Revelation 17. and verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." So America is going to be ravaged and destroyed. It's going to be burnt with fervent heat. Rockets, missiles, all the chariots of the Most High is going to get a piece of this place. Everything is going to come down on this whole place. But it said all the nations, man, the 10 horns, the European Union, and so forth and so on, because Turkey's part of NATO, they said we're going to hate the whore. All of them are coming against America now. This is all you know. This place has got its end coming to him. Get into the article. It says the whole world hates the United States. Turkish Interior Minister Süleyman Soylu said so during a meeting with young people in Istanbul. According to him, America continues to lose confidence. Well, the Most High said this place is going to start to diminish, man. The luster of America is going to start dwindling and fading off. Everybody's going to be looking at America as a normal old hellhole that it is, a deceptive whore that adorns itself in costly array and all the jewels, but meanwhile, man, there's all kind of disease and infestations of demons all underneath of the skirt, and everybody's starting to see it. The official also noted that Europe is only an American pawn in Africa, writes the Atlantic newspaper. All African countries, according to Suleiman Soylu, hate states that exploit them. That's America exploits everybody. They exploited the children of Israel, the true children of Israel, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. We've been exploited for over 400 years here, right? They exploit the rest of the nations. They take advantage of them for their resources. They colonize. Speaking of that, I don't know if anybody's seen it, man, but for those that remember the TV show V. Now I remember, this is where a lot of the controversy came from back in the days, talking about reptilians is on the earth and all of that. It's either my name, David Icke. He's famous for pushing that. Reptilians are amongst us, man. They the elites. You even get some of the pseudepigrapher believers. They be following after that, talking about the Nephilim and hybrid, half human, half demon, angel demons, all kind of folly going on. But anyway, if anybody remember that show V, about an alien invasion that came on the earth, and these reptilians, man, they wear human skin sleeves, and I just started watching. I think they did the original one. I think was from like the late 80s, early 90s, and then they did a reboot of it in like 2009, and it's got what's the brother's name? Chestnut, Morris Chestnut in it, and some other people up in it, right? But long story short, man, if y'all remember anybody seen the show, if you haven't seen it, I suggest that y'all watch it. It's a good show. It's on Tubi for free. But the aliens come in, they're all talking about how they're for peace. They want to share their technology with them. They talking about they've got blue energy, which is clean energy. Well, what's Esau talking about now? Oh, we need to go with clean energy. We need to have green energy now. They just said it in V. They said it was blue energy. But who's coming with the technology? Oh, Esau coming with it. They've got these new medical treatment facilities where they can cure anything. So they're telling everybody, oh, we got all these facilities. We just want to help you. We just want to give it to you. And in the early episodes, they were talking about giving everybody a poke in the arm. And the poke in the arm was tainted, because they're trying to, I don't want to, spoil everything because I'm still watching it. But in one instance, they trying to change the DNA of the human so that they can breed and preserve themselves. The little alien race, the reptilians, the V's, they call themselves the V's, the visitors. We're planet hopping, and America's the closest planet. I mean, the Earth is the closest planet that they can inhabit. But they need new hosts. They need some bodies so that they can impregnate and carry on the race and destroy America. But bottom line, they're coming in, colonizing. They're enticing the world with their technology. They're enticing themselves with how they present themselves. All of them are supposed to be attractive. None of them look bad. You got all the Americans and all of the people of the world are saying, "Hey, what's wrong with the visitors, man? Everybody that hates on them, man, you guys are a hate group and terrorists and all of that." So imagine those of us who stand back and say, "Man, we don't trust them people, man. Them people is wicked. We seen what they doing. They lying to you. They hiding behind different names. I'm French, German, Russian, Spanish, but they're hiding behind skins, saying we're just like you. Everything's fine." But meanwhile, they're colonizing the earth. They're taking over. They're ruthlessly hunting down anybody that comes up against them and speaks against them. It's a good show, man. So I suggest if anybody seen it, should watch it. V of late, I just started watching a few days ago. But yeah, check it out on Tubi. It's pretty good. You'll see some real time parallels of what's going on now and what was going on back then when they had the original show. I don't know if that was the same plot in the early 80s. If anybody remembers, let me check this. Anybody remember that? V 83? Damn, I thought it was late 80s. I didn't know it was that late, bro. But well, I know that they redid it in 2009. The one I've been watching 2009 is definitely good. So check it out. That's on Tubi. But anyway, I got sidetracked off of that. But it's just showing you how America, colonized these places, man, and now eventually everybody hates them, and that's what's happening to the V's. But now we're seeing here, Turkey comes out. They're talking about everybody hates being, America comes out and exploits all the nations and all of that. Yeah, well, guess what? We've been saying that. Most High's been saying that. The light's just not flickering and clicking on, according to prophecy. So it says, moreover, the head of the Turkish Interior Ministry urged not to exaggerate the role of Europe. He thinks that Europe does not exist. There is America. Europe is a train in America's column. There is nothing special about him, Suleiman Soylu said. So we're just seeing what's being understood, right? The nations are all rising up against America. Let's continue. Vladimir Putin is preparing to attack the UK. This could be propaganda. This could be real. We're hearing about and seeing why NATO is saying that they're going to go ahead on and let Ukraine in. Their closest target of attack could be the UK. But this is coming from and a minister out of UK. That's his assessment that Putin is going to hit the UK. And ironically, I think it was the UK just had they just put out some drills. Warnings. Oh, that was in Florida, but there was the UK. See, look at it. As the UK readies its first nationwide emergency alerts test this Sunday, here's everything you should know. How the UK emergency alert system test has been years in the making. See, public emergency alerts to be sent to all UK smartphones. So ironically, here they are prepping for an emergency. And this just lets you know also that all the damn phones is tapped in on, because everybody gets these emergency alerts, Amber alerts, and the whole nine. And you thinking, how do they got my number? How do they know? Because anytime all these things are intertwined and linked. This is why all our phones come with apps that's already pre-put on the phone. You try to disable them, try to take them off. They just keep coming back. They keep telling you can't take them off the phone. They know what they're doing, man. So ironically, the UK is running around here sounding the alarm as there's rumors that Vladimir Putin is going to attack the UK next. For a long time, it's been only speculation. Now we know for certain Russian spy ships are mapping wind farms and key cables off of the British coast. There can be only one reason for this: to learn how to sabotage UK and European critical infrastructure in the event of a full-scale war with the West. So they're saying that Russia is doing their due diligence on how they're going to take out strategic areas of infrastructure in the UK, to cripple the EU and their ability to have resources. So that's already on the table. And here they go, sending out alarms to everybody saying, get ready. So whether or not this goes down anytime soon, we don't know, but we'll find out if the Most High pours out that next measure of judgment. Because World War III, one thing's for sure, two things for certain: World War III is already started, and now once they admit Ukraine in, it's already set. The only thing that just like we just read in Thessalonians, when they say some peace and safety, sudden destruction happen, because they're going to come in, absorb Ukraine, and they're going to try to negotiate a peace settlement. They're going to try to tell you, hey, Russia, look, they're with us now. Ukraine got our back. Now, do you want to continue this on, or do you want to call peace? Russia's going to be like, man, please, I've already been fighting all of y'all. What are you talking about? Now you want peace? Not going down. All right. So let's continue on. It says the sobering truth is that our potential adversaries, Russia in the West and China in the East, are gearing up for wider conflict. You heard that. Gearing up for a wider conflict. That does not mean that conflict will happen. Preparation make it less likely, but we must urgently recognize the extent of the threat to the current order. Our world is becoming markedly more dangerous, and Britain is not ready. Well, there you have it. They're running out of ammo over there in Britain. They don't want to go to war, but they're going to be leaning heavily on NATO to help them and America. So let's continue. As Xi befriends world leaders, he hardens his stance on the U.S. So Xi Jinping, again, he's running around, shaking hands, kissing babies, trying to, reel in more allies so that he can be ready for the world war. So we know where he's been rolling around. It says China's top leader, Xi Jinping, has rolled out the red carpet for President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil, lauding him as an old friend of the Chinese people. He sipped tea with President Emmanuel Macron of France, treating him to a performance of the ancient Chinese zither. And he was on the phone with the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, offering well wishes for the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. We know that he was just met up with Putin. So he's lining up his allies. And guess what? They said, and who doesn't like it? The Great Whore. That's because China is operating in his personages. It wants to be like him. So now they're looking out, and America's looking at him saying, look at this home. He's trying to take over the block. They ain't going down. So you know America's going to stand strong on that. That's going to increase more chances for war to escalate and involve China, and that's why they're rallying their troops. Iran says its Navy is forced a U.S. submarine to surface as it enters the Gulf. This submarine was doing its best, using all its capacities to pass in total silence without being detected, Irani said. So America's over there spying and creeping around Iran. Iran had to draw down on them and told them, come up out that water. So we see the spirit of war. We're seeing the spirit of violence, death, everything is circulating all throughout the earth, man. All the nations are arming themselves. They're all testing their weapons. They're all budget spending, increasing their military budget spending because of the spirit that's out there right now. Iran just caught America slipping, trying to creep over there in their waters over there. And they had to pop, had them pop up out the water and told them, man, get up out of here with that. Look at it. Iran will destroy Tel Aviv, Haifa at slightest Israeli action, Raisi says. So remember, they are dealing with all of the holy war madness that was going on over there since the Passover and Ramadan, bombing back and forth, going at it. They were, storming the mosques over there in Israel. So the warfare is all going down. Iran is vowing that they will destroy Tel Aviv if any more Israeli action goes on. They always are threatening that, but there's a different spirit that's going on right now, man. At any minute, any of these things could go down, and somebody could actually make good on these threats. Look at this quote: "The slightest mistake against our country will be responded with a harsh response and will be accompanied by the destruction of Haifa and Tel Aviv." Raisi said, according to an English language translation of his speech posted on his office's webpage. The extra-regional and American forces should leave the region as soon as possible because it is in their own interest and in the interest of the region. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi says the enemies of the Islamic Revolution, especially the Zionist regime, have received the message of the power of the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran, he explained. So they're turned up about all the disrespect that was going on with Ramadan. They already had issues with Israel for years on end now. They're ready to take it to the next level. Iran has been making peace with Syria. They've been making peace with Saudi Arabia. They're trying to get in good with China and Russia. So when they go off and things get lit over there, guess what? They've got some backing. And then Israel is going to come begging America to come help. See, America's tied into all of these things. This is why we know World War III is going to be going down, and America's going to be at the center of it because they got their hands in everybody's pockets. So let's continue. U.S. military prepares for possible Sudan embassy evacuation. So we talked about what's been going on in Sudan. They've got a military coup going on over there. They've been going at it. I think the death tolls at what the heck? Look at that. See, I just said sudden destruction gonna happen. They're gonna continue on. In Thessalonians, they had I just read this earlier today. It said they had a ceasefire 72 hours. Now all of a sudden they're saying Southern Sudan is fighting persists on Eid holiday despite 72-hour ceasefire announcement. So when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction happens, man. Hundreds of people have been killed and many more have been wounded. They're telling the American embassy, man, get up out of there before these damn Africans kill you. It's going down over there. See? So much for that little peace treaty. So the U.S. military prepared for possible Sudan embassy evacuation. They're trying to get the U.S. military is trying to get the U.S. ambassador and embassy evacuated and trying to get cleared up out of there because Sudan is going the hell in the handbasket fast through war. All right, let's continue. Get ready. Taiwan civilians are training for a Chinese invasion. So that ain't turned down. That's still going on. Taiwan is getting ready for a Chinese invasion. We know that China says by 2027, they're going in hella high water. They're coming to take Taiwan. They're giving them a couple of years to either, acquiesce to the change or they're going to take it by force. That's what China's putting out on record. Could happen sooner than that. They might, who knows what's going to happen within the next 3 years. But we do know for one thing, Taiwan is saying, get ready, start training. They're out recruiting, trying to get more people involved in the war, or getting prepared for war. That's still going down. Now let's get to more violence, man. I know everybody's seeing this. Hundreds of teenagers flood into downtown Chicago, smashing car windows, prompting a police response. This is the spirit that's out there right now, man, especially infecting the youth. You can wonder if this is a damn, the conspiracy cast are going to say, man, it's the 5G, man. 5G, all the kids, man, get locked in, man. The button got pushed. The Kingsman. Y'all seen that movie, The Kingsman, with Samuel L. Jackson? Everybody had the damn Obama phones. And if they didn't have the phones, everybody was tapped into the particular network. As soon as they hit the
Tonight,
network,
we have just learned a U.S.
it.
citizen is among the dead in Sudan amid this deadly violence that continues. And tonight, the Pentagon.
He saw them come in trying to get in on the DST. I mean, get up out of here, man. It's my show. He said, U.S. ready. He said, American got killed. Well, thanks for the info, Esau, but you out of here. Anyway, let me get him up out of here for sure. He just started talking out of nowhere. But this is where the spirit is coming from, man. You seen the Kingsman? They hit the button, man, and everybody start wilding out. So you wonder why, the kids, man, you got to, we're going to read about it in a minute, man. Hopefully y'all heard about the little 16-year-old boy, 16-year-old brother, man, knocked on the wrong door trying to pick up his siblings. 80-year-old Edomite man came and blew his head, blew 2 shots to his head. All praise to the Most High, man. The Most High must have been looking out for that little dude because he survived. And I think they said he's out the hospital now. But just for knocking on the wrong door, these things are happening, man. Youth is getting killed in these streets by the police, man, getting hunted down by these Edomites. And Our silly Negro public is running around doing smash and grab meetups via online just to destroy the city. And the Beetlejuice mayor, she says, "Hey, what's wrong with that? They just letting off a little steam." Uh, Look at this. Life, look at that. Woo, woo, woo. Come on, honey. This is the one, and this is the same one, man. When people was getting quarantined and locked down, man, and she got busted going to get her hair done. She said, "I'm a public figure. I gotta look good. I had to get my hair done." Oh, is this what you this what you had to go to court? You had to break quarantine for, honey? Really? All right, let me calm down on her. All right, I'm gonna leave her alone. Leave her alone. But look at this. Lightfoot defends handling of large gatherings over the weekend after 3 teens were shot. She says, "Hey, what's wrong with that? Everything's fine." She stopped the police from chasing down anybody. You know, the whole city's upside down. Basically letting Jakes, man, the inmates run the asylum over there. Look at this. Where's her response? We have taken steps, and we will take steps to address these teen trends. It's not the first time that we've addressed these issues, but our young people have an opportunity and a right to enjoy the entirety. Do you hear this, bro? Mind you, you know, and she's got a liquor license, as Denzel was saying Training Day. You read between the lines. You already know what that is. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That's how Lori Lightfoot gets down. But our young people have an opportunity and a right to enjoy the entirety of our city. They're enjoying it. But they have to do it in a way that is respectful for people and property. And we did address that over the weekend. We will continue to address it, Lightfoot said Sunday morning. Isn't that nice? Lori Lightfoot, boy. So the flip got, you know, the switch got flipped, man. The youngsters is out here wilding out, acting the damn fool, man. So brothers and sisters, y'all know. Be safe out there. Don't take nothing for granted. Keep your head on a swivel. Move with wisdom and knowledge to be stable during these times, because the spirit is out there, man. These maniacs are succumbing to it, and they tearing stuff up out there. Look at this. This is in Compton.
A mob of looters ransacked a Compton gas station, and it was all caught on camera.
Video into our newsroom shows hundreds of people crowding an Arco.
Look, and this ain't nothing but a damn Arco, a gas station, a little mini mart gas station, and all these damn maniacs. Imagine when imagine when there's a real food crisis. Imagine when there's no water. These little jakes, man, they ain't got nothing else better to do. But remember, the scriptures even tell us.
A mob of looters ransacked a Compton gas station, and it was all caught.
Hold on here.
A mob of looters.
Okay, apparently, you're not gonna let me move unless. Well, let's play it. Let's play it. So imagine when all hell really breaks loose, man. When there's the gas shortage, when we talk about food, water, resources, medicines. This is just them having nothing to do.
Station, and it was all caught
Imagine
on
when they're trying to survive.
Video into our newsroom shows hundreds of people crowding an Arco near Central and Alondra. After smashing the door, dozens of looters flooded into the store, grabbing anything they could. LA Sheriff's deputies tell us there were thousands of dollars worth of merchandise stolen and 1,000 more in damages. This as deputies deal with numerous.
Look at these dummies, man. All on camera, smiling. They acting like ain't nobody gonna rewind this tape, man, and track these little narrow asses and track them down. Look how small the store is, but they ain't got nothing in there but some damn candy bars, oil, cigarettes, drinks. They trying to get condoms and damn blunts. They think, oh, my goodness, man. You talk about people being destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. Sodist children. I mean, here they go.
Street takeovers throughout the city. Deputies say they couldn't intervene because of safety concerns as they were very outnumbered. Only one arrest was made last night related to those takeovers.
One arrest, and the deputy said, we can't go. They too deep. Let them do what they want.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great.
No, Mark Brown.
A mob of...
Hold on. This thing ain't moving. Stuck here, y'all. This thing is getting stuck. I'm trying to move off of this slide, but all right, there we go. So we're seeing here, they said that the deputy stood down because there was too many of them. So they let them do what they want. Lori Lightfoot says that the youth have a right to enjoy the city everywhere. So they're encouraging this folly. Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. What sottish? What's sottish mean? Let's look at King James. Let's look at the Bible dictionary. Sottish. What does it mean? Dull, stupid, senseless, very foolish. How ignorant are sottish? Pretenders. Stupidly, senselessly, without reason. I mean, is that not what we just witnessed? For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge, man. You can't get none of these little crazy Negroes and Hispanics, man, to pull over, listen to the word, repent, hear about themselves in the Bible, read about the plights of our people in there, man. Stand up on 10 toes, man, to defend your own. They rather destroy themselves, kill themselves, loot and ransack a damn gas station that ain't got crap up in there, but some junk food and some damn defilements of the body when it comes down to smokes and all that other stuff. But they ain't got nothing else better to do, man, but organize a little mini riot online and say everybody meet at the Arco on what was they at, on Central and Rose? No, they wasn't on Rosecrans. They was on Central and it was in Compton on Central and I think he said Rosecrans. I can't recall. But anyway, this is all they doing. Foolish children. Storming down in Chicago, LA. And that's the second time they did it in LA. They did it at the 7-Eleven on El Segundo and Fig last year. So this is what the youth is up to now. Look at it. The LAPD has lost nearly 1,000 officers. Now Mayor Karen Bass wants to rebuild the force. 1,000 officers quit, man. They got short. So you don't think that these little jakes know this? They just seen the police said we can't do nothing about it, man. They too deep. We ain't got the backup. We can't do nothing, man. They made one arrest out of probably like the 100 people the 100 kids that was there. So this is why it's even more important for brothers and sisters, man, to make sure that you are able to protect yourself, your well-being, your home, your family, because they're not going to be able to do it for you. 10 years ago, the Los Angeles Police Department celebrated a historic hiring milestone, announcing the city had reached a target sought by at least 2 mayors, multiple police chiefs, 10,000 officers. Now they're down 1,000. See, lost nearly 1,000 since 2019. They're all getting out the game because they don't want to deal with the madness that's about to come and hit the earth. Look at it. Continuing on. Once a week nightmare. U.S. mass killings on a record pace. Did we not talk about the death pale horse in the earth right now? Most High laying out judgment, death, the grave, all them things is coming out. Once a week. Mass killings on a record pace. U.S. is setting the record pace for mass killings in 2023, replaying the horror on a loop roughly once a week so far this year. The carnage has taken 88 lives and 17 mass killings over 111 days. Each time the killers wielded firearms. So, of course, they're going to parlay this into it's a gun issue. People getting a hold of guns. They want to come for the guns, but they're allowing all these things to go on. They're motivating the trans community. They're telling them go out there to be recognized. Your day of vengeance it should be respected, and you're being hunted and killed out here. You got to go out there and shoot up some schools and plot more mass shootings. You got to go out there and shoot. You dig what I'm saying? They got the Moabites out there shooting up stuff, telling them there's no penalties for you. Don't worry about it. We won't exploit you. We won't, turn this into an Asian hate crime thing. The little Asian dude, man, just shot up two GMO Jews at a temple in West LA a couple months ago. You ain't heard nothing about him, and they talking about a possible hate crime. Oh, but let it be a Negro, man. He'll be crucified from here until Yahushua come back. Talking about hate crimes. They talk about the Israelites being a hate group, man. All we use is the Bible. We ain't shot nobody. But as long as things are being pardoned, they're letting this thing slide. Look, the threat of civil breakdown is real. They're talking about civil war, civil breakdowns. The threat of race wars, all of those things is happening and is real. We're seeing this here. Look at this. Miracle is a gifted black teenager, 16, is released from the hospital 4 days after a white elderly homeowner in his 80s shot him twice for mistakenly ringing his doorbell in Missouri. GoFundMe donations hit 1.5 million. Ralph Yarl, that's the little brother's name. That's what I was talking about earlier. Some of y'all may have heard about this. Knocked on the wrong door, man. He was trying to go get his siblings. Old Edomite came to the door, man, told him, get up out of here. He don't want you on his property. Shot him twice. Ralph Yard was shot through a glass door by a white homeowner in his 80s after mistakenly approaching the wrong address. He'd been going to collect his two younger twin brothers from a house less than a block away in Kansas City, Missouri. Police have not brought any charges in the incident. Did you hear that? Police have not brought any charges in the incident and released the suspected gunman after 24 hours. Yeah, he's back on the streets. And the damn Edomites grandson, I believe it was grandson, said that his grandfather is definitely racist. Let me see. Woo. Back up, honey. Ralph Yarl. Here you go. Look at this guy, man. You trying to tell me he looking deranged like he just left the mental institution. Here goes grandson right here with cornrows and all that. The irony, man. Look, Ralph Yarl shooter has racist tendencies, his grandson says. Man who shot Ralph Yarl was fueled by racism and watching Fox News, says the grandson. So he's out. They let him go. Shot the little 16-year-old kid, man. And he's back out on the streets. I mean, we know what time it is with that. Okay. No charges so far. They're investigating now. Calls for Oklahoma sheriff and 3 other county officials to resign after shocking recording is said to expose them winging that they can no longer lynch black people and discussing killing reporters. Want to hear the audio? Here he goes.
Realize, like your job, I heard the other day said, I heard 10 or 12 people going to realize, like your job.
You see how these damn caveman, man, and the damn, no offense to the brothers and sisters of Oklahoma, man, but that damn strong southern drawl, man, you can barely understand this cat, man. Look at this. You talking about Esau, man. Look at this guy. You talking about rough and hairy, red. This is the epitome right here. The damn demon, man. And here he is. getting ready, a city official. This is why you have to read it like he's talking a whole nother language. Realize your job. I heard the other day. Listen to this guy.
Realize, like your job. I heard the other day said, I heard 10 or 12 people going to the sheriff. I said, fuck, let's get 20. They don't have a goddamn clue what they're getting into.
Oh, yeah,
Not this
because
day and age.
but everybody.
I'm gonna tell you something. If it was back in the day, would Alan Marshall take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass, and throw them in the cell? I'd run for fucking sheriff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more.
I know. Take them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do
And the
that.
thing about it,
They got more.
Look at that. He said he wished it was back in the day, man, where you could beat up a Jake, man, and throw him in a cell or take him to a mud hole and hang him up. That's what they do in the city officials, man. And you talking about systematic racism doesn't exist, man. White privilege doesn't exist, man. Stop being victims. Nobody's, everybody's got a chance here in America, man. Black people, you guys need to get over the past. Nobody's at what? When you still got demons like this in high offices calling shots, and this is their inward thoughts, that they want to destroy Jakes. They would love to have to put their hands on brothers, man. Psalms 10, verse 2, it says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Yahweh abhorreth. You hear that? The wicked boasteth of his heart desire. He said that's what he wants to do. His desire is he wants to still lynch, beat up, maim, and kill Jakes. And this is Oklahoma. Look at this. Calls for Oklahoma sheriff and 3 other county officials to resign after shocking recording and said to expose them, winging that they can no longer lynch black people and discussing killing reporters. Oklahoma sheriff and police staff can be heard moaning about not being able to lynch black people and talking about beating, killing, and burying a father and son team of journalists, according to the horrifying audio released by a county newspaper. McCurtain County Sheriff Kevin Clardy, Sheriff's Captain Alicia Manning, and District 2 Commissioner Mark Jennings allegedly made the racist comments as they were secretly recording at a county commission meeting. Remember the cops in South Carolina that got caught on record recording themselves talking about how they want to go on a purge? Killing black people? These was cops. And here they go again. More sheriffs. City officials talking about what they want to do to Jakes. Talking about their heart's desire, man. That's the wicked for you. Persecuting the poor. Boasting of their heart's desire. See? Damn heathens, man. Let's continue. But this is the spirit that's out there right now. This is why Jake runs. This is why, there was they're letting out the Edomite female that shot and killed the Jake in Minnesota. They gave her 2 years. And if y'all don't remember, she tried to stop the car. The Jake didn't comply. He, closed the door and rolled off. She started shooting. Look at the Wicked Witch of the West, man. Here she go. Minnesota officer who fatally shot Dante Wright to be freed. They sentenced her for 2 years. She gets out in 16 months, man. I always make the analogy. Michael Vick got 3 years for fighting and killing dogs. How's he get more years for dogs than a black man's life? They did the same thing with Oscar Grant up north, Fruitvale Station, Oakland. They gave that cop 18 months. Transferred him to a cush little spot over in Vegas. He got up out of there. Here she goes. She's getting out. And I was reading some of the comments in one of these articles, and here, Esau all on there. See if you just comply, you'll be alive. Anytime I got pulled over, I always comply. I'm still alive. Ha 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 ha. Now you see why Jakes is so damn paranoid and nervous, man, and don't trust the police? When you got secret recordings like that going on, where they're talking about how they wish they could lynch, hang, and burn and still beat up and slump Jakes. I mean, you just seen what happened with the damn rabid dog cops over there in Memphis, man. That beat up and killed that one Jake on camera, and that was from his own. Because we know she said she reached for her taser, realized it was her hand, didn't realize it was a handgun. It was an honest mistake. Oops. I thought the tasers are usually like black and yellow. Don't they have a distinguishment between the two? Shouldn't she have been kind of felt even between the weight of her firearm and the taser? I mean, come on. And they talking about it was a mistake. She was yelling taser, taser, and shot the dude. It's the same way that they say stop resisting, stop resisting. Those are key words that they try to use to defend themselves when they're being filmed, when they realize that, you know what, I'm getting ready to do some dirt. But as long as I say these safe words, I've got a defense. They know what they're doing when they say that, man. Stop resisting. And the Jake ain't doing nothing but trying to just turn back and say, man, just don't shoot me in the back. Man, just don't break my... They know what they're doing. So when we see this type of stuff, man, you damn right Jake is nervous. Look at it. Try to forgive me. Suspect who shot dead 4 and wounded another 3 during a main rampage posted Facebook video claiming he was molested. You know, what? Isn't that what they did with the Edomite that just shot up the bank down there in Louisville, Kentucky? Oh, he maybe has CTE. And we need to have his brain examined. Oh, he was seeing a therapist. You know, of course, white folks, man, they've always got an issue. You know, they can't just be this murderous and this sadistic for no reason. You know, so this guy goes in and kills a family of 4, wounds another one, and says it was because he was molested. Always got a damn excuse. Come on. But that's the spirit that's out there. Fears of a rainy street ripper. Serial killer in Austin after 8th body in less than a year is pulled from Lady Bird Lake in the city. So they even talking about a serial killer down in Texas. They even talking about a serial killer in Austin, Texas, man. That's where the spirit is at right now. Look, 10 family members dead in a mass shooting bloodbath. Relatives, including 7 women, are massacred in the ambush at a house in South Africa. Worldwide, this is going on. Mass shooting in South Africa. 10 dead. Shooting at an Alabama birthday party. Kills 4, wounds 28. This is a damn 16-year-old birthday party. You understand? Dadeville, Alabama. Alabama law enforcement officers Sunday were imploring people to come forward with information about a shooting that killed 4 people and injured 28 others during a teenager's birthday party. You see? Here they are. Drinking, marrying, giving into marriage, reveling, partying, not paying attention to jack squat that's going on in earth. And the spirit of death comes through, man, and lays down 4, wounds 28. They're going to definitely be thinking about the next time they want to turn up. You know, that's why we're so glorious, man, when we celebrate the holy days of the Most High, man. You ain't got to worry about who's coming to the party, who's in the holy day. No, if you ain't repentant, you ain't in the truth, man, you ain't coming. You ain't worried about somebody, man, trying to go holler at your wife. You ain't worried about somebody in there trying to sneak somebody off in the bathroom to go, you know, lay with them. You ain't got to worry about who's getting high in this corner. And it's holy events, man. That's the beauty and the glory of really celebrating and turning up for the Most High in righteousness. The Most High gives us bare minimum 5 times a month to come together and enjoy each other's company, man. 4 Sabbaths and a new moon. Bare minimum. And then we still will have, like Passover, 7-day feast here. Dedication, you got 8 days. He said, turn up. 8 days. Purim, you got 2 days. You understand what I'm saying? Tabernacles, you got 8 days. The Most High said, man, I know my people. I know they want to celebrate. I know they want to turn up, but do it righteously. You're going to have plenty of time all throughout the year. But when our people get into this wickedness, man, this is when the spirit of death comes in. The Most High starts laying the hammer down and judging matters. And people say, why this? Why that? Remember that in Sirach? Because the Most High said, because I do what I want to do. Are you ready to repent and look and try to really seek out answers? Or are you going to blame me? You know, that's what our people do. I don't believe in God no more. God took my grandma. God took my little sister at the party. You know, that's the God. I don't want to serve him. I ain't serving him. I don't serve a God of death. Okay. Then you're going to continue on dealing with the judgments of the Most High until we repent. Let's continue. Neighbor who shot girl 6 in the face when her basketball rolled into his yard is arrested after a manhunt. As it emerges, he previously attacked the ex with a sledgehammer. So you know they're going to have, you know, sympathy for this one. He done shot a little white girl. But again, a ball going into a yard, somebody knocking on the wrong door. What is causing these people to grab their guns? The first thing they want to do is shoot first and ask questions last. Why are people making these particular decisions? Because the spirit has been unleashed. That's why. Look at the Dutch nurse suspected of killing 24 DVOC patients. I wonder if they counted them towards the death toll, saying that they died of the vid. More than likely they did. They probably, oh yeah, the 24, yeah, they died of the vid. Man. Meanwhile, the nurses out there killing people that was being hospitalized for the thing. Go figure. Look, Mexico's president saying the U.S. is suffering from moral decay. Offer some advice. You know it's bad when Mexico's president is saying America is on moral decay and needs some advice. I mean, you're talking about Mexico's pretty corrupt. Mexico got a gang of problems going on over there, and they're saying, like, we know our house is dirty, but America, yours is a pigsty, cesspool of wickedness, man. He said, man, let me give you some advice. If he's saying it, yeah, but you know America's in trouble. You understand? We ain't gonna read all of this for time's sake, but you know, that's just the reality of what we're looking at right now as America. California power companies roll out a fixed rate proposal bill. This is all an introduction and leaning into the universal basic income. They want to consolidate power, consolidate the bills. Sounds like a good idea right now. They're saying, okay, households with an annual income of $28,000 to $69,000 will pay $20 a month in the Edison territory, $34 a month in SDG&E territory, and $30 a month in PG&E territory. Households earning $69,000 to $108,000 will pay $51 a month if you got Edison. PG&E territories are $73 a month. If you got an income of $180,000, you'll pay $85 a month. If you got Edison, $128 a month for SDGE, and territory, $92 a month. Now the question is sounds good if you fall in, just have a flat out bill, right? But then how soon before they're starting to impose, we need to put the smart meters in your house. We need to put in the thermostats. If you're going to do this, we need to have more control over, what's going on with your bill. Are there going to be limitations on how much power that you can use? You know, all of these things are, things of question. It's a proposal right now. But how is that going to affect the actual power companies? When they're saying, hold on, you're limiting how much we can actually make, or whatever the case may be, that may put some of them out of business or put them under complete government control. And then they consolidate and just give everybody one set thing. That goes along with a universal basic income. Oh, if you want this, you're going to have to go along with the, the digital ID, the digital ID plan. We're going to, set you up for facial recognition, whatever the case may be. You know, the possibilities is endless for the control. So we'll see where they go. If this gets passed, we'll see how they utilize it as a means to control, or how they utilize it for a means of tracking and watching and seeing what everybody's up to. Don't ever think anything that the Esau gives us, man, is for our own good. He's not giving us a gift because he loves us. That should be clear. We know that. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man, and a gift destroyeth the heart, man. The gift will destroy your mind. That's the seduction that comes along with it, man. Esau knows it. It's just like we're talking about with V. They coming in with all these little gifts, man. We got powers of healing. We can, give you this clean energy. We can make the earth better. We, can replenish the earth with all of the droughts and everything that's coming along. We've got the technology that can help you. But we need you to be our slaves. We need you to go ahead on and submit. You feel me? This is what they're doing. So a gift destroyed the heart, man. Anything Esau gives us, man, you got to take it with a grain of salt, man, and keep one eye open. All right, because he about to pull the whole, sleight of hand 3-card money going around, and catch some of us slipping. So let's continue. Trump's growing list of endorsements shows Republicans are returning to the fold. Look at that. Oh yeah, even though he's facing 34 criminal charges, 34 felonies, and all that. Oh, he's more popular than ever. Y'all seen him with the UFC fight last week. He stands up with the black fist, the red hand, dirty hand. They yelling Trump, Trump, Trump. All of a sudden now the Republicans is leaving DeSantis and whoever else, and now they're over here back endorsing Trump. Man, the dude's more popular than ever now. And he's still, on the rampage talking about 2024. He's coming for it. So, he's going to be used for either entertainment, but they ain't going to let this dude be president again. I'd be shocked if they let him in again. If he does, you can definitely guarantee they're going to help. America's going to self-implode. You're talking about a divided nation? I mean, yeah, that'd be it. So who knows? But he's all of a sudden more popular than ever. Big question with the dollar under fire from rival countries and currencies. What happens to the stock market if the greenback loses its dominance? So the headlines are still being continual about how America is losing a stronghold on the world economy, and the dollar and the world reserve currency not being of popularity anymore. So a slow decline is still on deck for America. Public pessimism on the economy hits a new high. A record 69% of the public holds negative views about the economy both now and in the future. So people are losing hope in America now. Imagine that. President Joe Biden's approval rating fell by 2 percentage points to 39%, and his disapproval rating rose by 55%. Well, no wonder. Look, this is the guy who says he's going to make an announcement next week that he's going to be running for president in 2024.
I'm going to go over and sign that executive order. What? Thank you.
Joe, where are you going? Joe, stop. You all right? Hey, where are you going? Look at this dude, but he is lost. He don't know where he is.
I'm going to go over and sign that executive order. Thank you. I'm going to go.
It's the drugs, man. He's smoking crack with his son. Gotta be. I mean, he's out there zombied out, man. Maybe he's on K2. Maybe he's on what's the zombie drug that's out there? Trank. Maybe that's it, man. But you wonder why his approval rating is falling. When you see the dude just leave a speech, man, and then he just gets stuck. He walk away and don't know where he's at. Slow Biden at his finest. SpaceX giant rocket explodes minutes after the launch from Texas. This is the foolishness of Esau, man. They launched this damn multi-billion-dollar rocket up there and then exploded it on purpose. That's what they're saying. But this is like the third time Elon Musk tried to launch this damn SpaceX rocket, and each time it blows up. Because the Most High said, you're not trying to come up. You can't come up here. You can't exceed past the firmament. You're not going back out there. You can't get past the Van Allen belt. Stop talking about you done been to space, you've been to the moon, all this other stuff. Ain't been since. All of a sudden in the 60s, you had the technology and the manpower and everything else to get out there. And here we are in 2023 with damn flying cars and electric this and electric that and smart this and smart that. Are you telling me you can't get back there? Something ain't right. Yeah, you shooting the satellites up there as far as they can go. But other than that, trying to settle your nest up there, man, you keep blowing everything up. So it says here, SpaceX giant new rocket explodes minutes after blasting off on its first test flight Thursday and crashed into the Gulf of Mexico. There he goes, polluting the earth, harming the earth. This is why the Most High said he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth in Revelation 11. Revelation 11. And 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. So we know that the prophets of the Lord, the martyrs of the Most High, even in Revelation 6, it talks about the righteous are waiting for the impending judgment that's happening. When is their blood going to be avenged? The rewards are going to come to the servants and the prophets of the Lord. It says, and to the saints. So Israel is going to be the reward. Israel is going to be receiving the rewards. The servants and the prophets, the men of the Lord who's been on the highways and the byways, pounding the pavement, pounding it out, the productivity, online, offline, networking, doing everything that you can to enlighten and waken up our people to the knowledge of salvation and repentance. The Lord said, rewards is coming to the servants of the prophets and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So Esau is going to be destroyed simply because he's a destroyer of the earth, man. He's constantly out here polluting the earth. They're the ones talking about how we need to watch our carbon footprint while they're riding around with private jets everywhere. They're the ones riding around with these expensive foreign cars. They're the ones out here doing all of the damn madness, all the test flight experiments, and gets the damn rocket, blows it up, crashes into the Gulf of Mexico. So now the water's all polluted and all jacked up. I mean, this is what he's doing. Elon Musk company was aiming to send the biggest and most powerful rocket ever built on a round-the-world trip from the southern tip of Texas near the Mexican border. The nearly 400-foot Starship carried no people or satellites. SpaceX later said multiple engines of the 33-engine booster were not firing as the rocket ascended, choosing it to lose altitude and begin to tumble. The rocket was intentionally destroyed by its self-destruct system, exploding and plummeting into the water. So another failed experiment. And here they were in the damn offices. They was all clapping like, yeah. Esau is a damn fool, man. You talk about a foolish nation. This is him. But the Lord said, man, he's going to destroy them which destroy the earth, man. This is all Esau does. He ain't got nothing else better to do. Inside of the layoff, 10% of his staff is inside as a media company. They're laying off 10%. Look, the economic headwinds that have hurt many of our clients and partners are also affecting us. So it's all economic. Downsizing there. Now that's a media company. Now watch this. BuzzFeed's news will shut down. Why are all of these media companies all experiencing layoffs and shutting down? Because now you got AI, ChatGPT, all of them other ones that's coming in where they can write the articles. They can do the fake videos. They can go out there and do the deep fakes and the voiceovers and everything. There's no need for human production when those things come into play. Remember, the article that we read some months back, it said that 90%, probably more than that, of online content is going to be AI driven. So when you see these companies start folding up, this is why. Bloomberg Wealth, while the repo man is back, they're talking about car repossessions is up, people not being able to pay their car notes, losing everything down because everybody's hurting out there, man. Economically, things is bad. Home prices in March posted its biggest annual decline in 11 years. So not only is the repo man getting paid, but now the housing market, man, nobody's buying homes right now. Sales fell in March for the 13th time in the previous 14 months. You got houses are overvalued. The market is kind of scarce right now. Interest rates is kind of heavy. They saying, oh, it's like 6.3%. That's normal. Yeah, if you got like damn 790 credit and you're dropping, more than the usual 10% down. Oh, you probably can get in them interest rates. If not, you're probably going to be paying 10, 12%. Who knows? But the housing market, which is where a lot of American economy comes from, mortgage-backed securities, when that ain't going good, that means the whole economy is going to be having problems. So, maybe it's a good time to buy if you got all your stuff together. But right now, even the housing market is looking bad and looking shabby, man. So America's got a lot of problems going on. This is why they're looking to go get involved with war. This is why they're looking for excuses to blame other countries and other nations of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, your man definitely is a zombie. You seen him. He out there completely lost, man. He's looking like he needs to go eat some brains or something, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Lori Beetlejuice, Lightfoot, she's out there, man. Sorry, you said she the inchworm? Yeah, it's all crazy out there, man. A lot of madness going on out there, y'all. But for sure, one thing's for sure, two things for certain, man. The Most High spirit is active right now, very active out there, man. So we got to really pay attention to what's going on in the earth. That's going to conclude this Friday Night Lights. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While y'all was shot, man. The water for y'all sitting up with me. Y'all took your naps. It's all good. All right. Tomorrow we'll be closing out Shabbat, man, at 4:00. MOTC, Messengers of the Covenant. We'll be closing out there, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Lord willing, y'all have a blessed rest of your evening, and catch y'all tomorrow in the very near future. All right. Oh, by the way, I may mention about the lesson I did regarding the LGBTQ plus HIV community, the Scrabble gang, Agents of Satan, I believe I titled it. It was on our old channel that got deleted. So it's not on ours. I was telling everybody go look for it. It's not there. I'm going to re-upload it. And premiere it probably early this week or next week, I should say. Maybe Monday. So y'all can check that one out, man. A lot of powerful information on there, man. I want y'all to go check that out, man. From Egypt to Israel, man. Shalom to you, Shabbat shalom to you, man. Yahweh Shem Yeshai Barakatah. You be well, my brother. And that's the long and the short of it. So I'm gonna post that lesson up, so y'all can catch up on that one. I didn't realize it wasn't on the current channel. It was on the old one that got deleted. But I'll re-upload it, man. Y'all catch that one too. That's gonna be real powerful, man. Y'all gonna get a lot of information and really kind of see the diabolical nature, man, of Esau, man, and how he's tampering with the damn genome of our of people out there, man, and turning it into a weaponized movement. That now he's even putting them out there in the streets, man, arming them, saying go up and shoot up anything, and say you've got your rights. So it's getting deep, y'all. All right. Without further ado, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. Y'all be well. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, and don't shoot your message. Shalom.